Welcome back to Learn with Sam and Ash. In this video, we will understand IELTS course in 2024. Now, we have a course for 2022 as well as 2023 in short, but this one is updated. Now, IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System, and we have three different ways to understand it, right? What are those ways? The first one is short and precise way, which is this video. If you watch this video till the end, you will understand a lot. Second one is 10 hours course, which I'll talk about after this one. And finally, Masterclass, very important. Let's understand this video. There is introduction to IELTS in this video. That means understanding what is IELTS, how it is conducted, and what are the parts and modules and everything, which is the second one. Listening, reading, writing, speaking will be, the part of this video. In short, and example questions for each module. That means the full test, I'll show you how it is conducted, everything in this video itself. And finally, second, that is 10 hours. Very important and very famous, 11 million views to date within 2 years, and so many comments and as well as likes. Within 10 hours, that is 9 hours and 50 minutes, we have completed the course. Here we have a tiny problem, you see, but no M. What is this M? M stands for material. There is no material. Yes, we have most of it covered, but not material, and not all the types of question types clear here. But the third one is called IELTS Masterclass, where we have a discount going on. That is only 4,000. It used to be 6,200 starting, but now it is only starting at 4,000. Moreover, we have 7th January starting new batch, 7:30 to 9:30, and also we have details here. See, we have live classes, we have recorded online sessions as well as mock test only material, feedback material only. Go for online session if you have time. If you don't have time, if you want to watch these sessions at your own pace, go for recorded. If you want to understand only data or practice only data, go with this one, or get feedback for writing and speaking, right? Now, these are the three plans that we have: Standard, Plus, and Premium. In Premium, you get the highest, of course, most facilities, and of course, facilities are not less. That means we have 30-hour sessions, we have just no recordings, and feedback is less, and all those things. Go through the website, you will understand the difference between these plans. Of course, I'm not going to go in detail here. And lastly, look at the reviews that we have: 4.8. And how many? 446 people have given review. All the reviews are positive except for 1 or 2, and even that we have resolved. Everything is fine. So you can see we are trusted, as well as complete material is provided in Masterclass. The website will always be on the top of this video. You can visit and register for that. Back to the current video, which is short and precise version of IELTS for 2024. Remember that. Let's understand again. International English Language Testing System, where yes, they have mentioned English language, but doesn't mean that if you have a good language skill, you will be definitely clearing IELTS. Doesn't matter. Yes, that will be helpful, but strategies and algorithms required to clear those questions as well as feedback also important. Let's understand. This is a proficiency test for non-native speakers. That means people out of those 8 countries where English is the native language. I think you know these countries. Some of them are Canada, US, and Australia, South America, South Africa. So basically these countries, they don't have to write the test. Countries where English is not the native language, they have to show their proficiency. That's why they write IELTS, mainly to go abroad. And it is created by Cambridge and conducted by, we'll see who, but we have first types and categories. We have 2 types and categories. First one, IDP and British Council. Like I said, conducted by who? Initially, both were there in India, but now we don't have British Council working. Other places, yes, we have only IDP here in India. There's no difference. I mean, if you ask me, there's no difference. It's just British Council is not working anymore in India. Academic and general training is also one category and type, because if you are planning to go abroad for studies or anything connected to education, go for academic. If you're planning to go abroad for work, immigration, go for general training. Last category is paper and CBT, computer-based test, and this paper-based test. So paper-based test, they will provide you paper, traditional question paper and answers. I mean, of course, not answer sheets. And CBT, they'll provide you a computer in a cyber cafe. They'll ask you to come there and you have to write the test. There is no home service available yet for IELTS. You have to go to a cafe, right? There's a detailed video. I'll provide the link in the description. What is the difference between paper and CBT and which one you should take, provided by us, right? I'll provide the link in the description. Now, what are the bands? Bands are the way to check how good you are. Basically, in school, we used to get out of 100, right? In our finals, out of 100, what is your score? 90, 95. Same way, we have bands here, where 9 is the highest band, 1 is the lowest, and we have overall score as well as module-wise score. And based on where you are going, you will have set structure. For example, certain countries do not allow if band in each module is less, any of the module is less than 6. You are in trouble. So watch out for the requirement, read about it, and then based on that, you have to get in each module or overall. I hope it is clear. Now comes CEFR. Please remember, CEFR is very important to understand. We have certain videos about that. Bands and CEFR are difficult things to understand, but CEFR is English level, A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. Band score is IELTS level, 1, 1.5, 0.5 is always increment, is an increment. So yes, it is connected to English, this one as well, but mainly for IELTS. Now, let's understand the modules in detail. Listening and reading together, because they are very similar. They're very similar. There will be 40 questions, 1 point for 1 correct answer for listening and reading, and 1 hour test for reading, and listening depends on the audio. For writing and speaking, we have 4 criteria. In detail about the criteria, we have provided in our 10 hours course, or in IELTS Masterclass, we provide material about that criteria as well. Now you must be thinking, why have I mentioned 4 criteria? Isn't this singular? No. The singular of criteria is criterion, right? This is plural itself. So 4 criteria or 4 descriptors according to IELTS language, 4 descriptors. Now you can write as many times as you want the test, but there's a but here. But once you do not get your, the score which you need, evaluate yourself. Basically understand why did it go wrong. If you're doing it by yourself, go for some coaching or try watching new videos or understand the problems. If you are in a coaching, ask the trainer what went wrong. Or better, first write mock test. Based on that, decide when to write your main exam or when to book for your main exam. We do provide this help when we are going through the IELTS Masterclass. Based on the mock test itself, not based on hunches, like, oh, maybe I feel like that. No, it is not based on feelings, but based on mock test. Now, again, let's get into detail about the modules. That is, we have listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Out of this, initial 3 are tested in one go. Speaking is tested separately. Remember that. I'm going to show you first, before I show you listening, I'll show you result as well. In result, pen and paper takes 13 days, working days, and CBT takes 3 to 5 working days. It's very quick. Some people prefer this. I think most of the people prefer CBT these days rather than pen and paper because of multiple reasons, because of writing and quick result. And these days, everyone do know how to use computer, right? Okay. Now, hard copy will take time. If you are waiting for that, it might take 15 days, even 30 days. But generally, you don't need that initially. Later, you might need it. So do not worry about that. It will be there with you, but it will take some time. And yes, in order to book for IELTS, passport is must. Without this, IELTS cannot be, your exam cannot be registered. Yes, other exams are different. This is not something different, right? This is not other exams. This is IELTS. Passport is must. You need to have that. Some students have this problem. I want to write IELTS now because I don't have much time, but I don't know if my passport with me. It doesn't work like that. Okay. Now, let's start with listening. Listening, I'm going to show you the question paper first of all, right? Here, as you can see, we have sections divided. And this is how the question paper will look like. Of course, they play the audio separately and you are supposed to basically answer them while you're listening to the audio. You can see here written, if you can't, it's okay, but I'm showing you. Initially, we have sections, right? Each section will have 10 questions. And these 10 questions are then again divided in some questions, for example, 6, 5, depending on the question type. Initially, you see there is not much text and audio also will be simple. So difficulty level will be low. And as soon as you go higher in the module or in the section, difficulty will increase. As you can see, 7 to 10 next questions are here. Previous one were 1 to 6. Once this is done, 10 questions are done, they change the section 2 now. Again, difficulty level increasing. As you can see, more text and the audio will be difficult too. Then 11 to 16. And again, after this, you have more. Basically, this is this will continue till you reach the last section, which is this one, section 4, where you have 31 to 40, the last 10 questions. Here there are no breaks. There are no breaks between the modules, between the sections, you can say that. All the questions will be played at once, and you can see so much text, and the audio will be difficult too. So basically section 1 is easy, section 4 is very difficult. You can see the path going like this, right? Let's talk about reading. And here we have a difference between academic and general training. You will see the difference here itself. Talking about academic, the paragraph size as well, the passage size is huge. I have shown only some part of the passage, and there are 5 more such paragraphs. I mean total 3 more such paragraphs are there. I haven't provided here, but you can see A, B and C, and there is D, E. So the size of the paragraphs will always increase here. And questions in academic from one passage are 2 types. Question 1 to 7, one type. Question 8 to 13, second type. And as soon as one passage is over, second passage is also section 2. Section 3, third passage, and that's it. One section equal to 13 to 14 questions. Remember that. Let me show you the last passage itself. Passage 3, huge passage. And again, this time you can have 3 types of questions or 2 types of questions. Depends. You can see here question number 27 to 40. All of them are here. And that's your section 3, and that's the end of your academic reading part. There is no difficulty level up or down. Everything will be random, right? But yes, some questions are always difficult, such as MCQs. They're always difficult because it's hard to figure out the hidden meaning and all those things. Matching heading question types are difficult. General training, you will see the paragraph size is reduced as well as the passage size has reduced. Look at this one, teeny tiny, and that's it. That's it. This is the passage size overall. And hence, we will have only one question type from each. One passage, one question type initially for the initial 4 passages. And yes, you will have 5 passages here. In the previous one, 3 passages. This one, let me take you to next one. Teeny tiny and 2, and only one question type. In the previous one, academic, 2 question types. Here, just 1. Let me take you to the last one. Last passage is always huge, or last section is always huge. In this case, 5th passage. Initial 4 passages are short. Look at this one. And many questions at the same time. You will look at last passage as well as many questions at the same time, in the sense around 13 questions in the last section. Listen, academic writing is completely different as well than reading. Why? Because the first task is different. Here you will get some kind of image, and based on that you have to write a report. This report has to be 150 words and an image based. You have to write something about that. How to write it is a different matter altogether, but this is the task 1. Task 2 is a question of essay. Basically, you have to write an essay based on this question. And finally comes general training writing. General training writing, the first question will change to a letter rather than a report. And yes, 150 minimum words and everything is same, but question will change. Second will not change. Task 2 will be the question, same, that is essay writing. Rules will not change either. Coming to speaking, look at this one. This is also same as listening, no change in there. We have 3 parts in here. Part 1, basic questions about your everyday life, sports, work, study, transport or whatever. And second part is something where you have to speak a lot. This is called cue card by many, or the long turn. Your turn to speak for long, not more than 2 minutes. They have mentioned here, not less than 1 minute, and you will get 1 minute to prepare as well. In the previous one, no preparation allowed in the part 1. They ask you a question, you reply immediately, right? And after this, part 2 is a part 3. This is the last of your speaking. Here, the questions are like part 1, but based on the theme of part 2. This is a little bit difficult compared to part 1 because you have to speak extensively, around 6 to 7 sentences. And the questions are not very easy, I would say that. They're a little bit difficult, not like do you like your work or do you like to study. They're a little bit difficult. Do you agree that many people nowadays are under pressure to work longer hours and take less holidays? Now, this is difficult to understand, and you have to even speak more, like 6 to 7 sentences. How are you going to cope up with that? Well, for that, you have to go for our IELTS Masterclass. Remember that, right? So this was all, guys, IELTS course in 2024, the basic, short, precise course. If you need the full course, remember, we have something called IELTS Masterclass. And for that, like I said, the link will always be on the display on the top and also in the description, and also the link for CBT video I've suggested you. will also be there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you understood what is IELTS, and also please do not forget to like this video and have a nice time.